Hey YouTube, it's Abdul-Rahman Muhammad, a singular voice. I'm a historian, I'm a writer, I'm an investigative journalist. If you like what you hear, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to support this channel, just go to the Patreon link below. Well, it's been a little over a week since one of our local imams, a man by the name of Shaker Elsayed, was captured on video promoting the very savage and barbaric practice of female genital mutilation. He said this from the rostrum, where he was giving a talk on Muslim family life and Muslim family law. He went so far as to say that should it become necessary to do this in order to quote, curb the hypersexuality of these young girls. Should it become necessary to do it, it's the only honorable thing to do, he said. Can you imagine that? He said it's the only honorable thing to do, to butcher your little girl, your baby girl, your pumpkin, your daughter, to put her under the knife and mutilate her permanently for life, and rob her of the God-given pleasures that she was created with, to just take it away in order to so-called protect society. That's what he said, all right? He also said that Muslims should seek out other Muslim gynecologists in order to consult them about this procedure. He said that there's a woman around here that used to do that for us. And, you know, the question I have is, who is this woman, Shaka? Who is this woman around here that used to do that? We want to know her name, because we need to round up these animals and throw them in jail for about 30 or 40 years and send a message that we're not having this in America. These girls that are being butchered, these are American girls. These are girls that are born right here on the shores of the United States of America, being mutilated, butchered by these primitive, evil people. I watched the video just so, you know, I could hear it with my own ears, and then as I was taking notes, I tried to watch it again, and I tell you, I could not watch it again. It was that disturbing. It was sickening. It really, it's so upsetting to even talk about it. You know, much less, you know, have this thing being promoted in a religious context, or any context, but especially a religious context. Because let me tell you something. This man, Shaker Elsayed, he's not just any imam. I want y'all to know this, all right? I want y'all to realize who this man is. This man is a major figure in the Muslim Brotherhood organization in America. He's right under their main leader, Yusuf al-Qaradawi, who is, I think, Al-Qatar. He is the big guy here in America, and his word carries a lot of weight. This practice is spreading in America. It's spreading. And it's not spreading through Muslim converts, Americans like myself, who, you know, converted to Islam. I mean, we got better sense than that. I mean, that doesn't, you know, even compute. If someone was to bring that to me and say that this is part of the religion to mutilate and cut young girls, I would have never accepted Islam. And most of the converts that I know would have never accepted Islam if that's what Islam was all about. But it's an immigrant issue. All right? And the children of immigrants, they're the ones doing this. And I know this comes up in the context of the whole debate in America about, you know, the president's Muslim ban and this and that. I really can't concern myself with that right now. You know, I have to tell the truth. The truth is that this is an immigrant phenomena, and it is of note that the entire immigrant Muslim establishment, what I have called the Immigrant Muslim Syndicate in America, hasn't said one word about the comments uttered by Shaka Elsayed. Now, Shaka Elsayed is the leader of this syndicate. He's the leader. That's the reason why the mosque refuses to fire him. Anyone who goes on the record, goes on camera, and promotes this type of butchery, this barbaric practice in America, should be fired, should have no audience with anyone. But the mosque is protecting him because he's a major leader of the Muslim Brotherhood in America, what I have called the Immigrant Muslim Syndicate. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Council of American Islamic Relations, CAIR, who any incident they can seize on, someone looked at a Muslim funny on the plane, they will scream bloody murder about Islamophobia. There's a rash of Islamophobia in America. Yet when young girls by the thousands, and make no mistake about this, we're not talking about hundreds of girls. We're talking about thousands of young American girls that are being butchered by these people. The Council of American Islamic Relations will not issue one condemnation, not one statement. The silence is deafening. The Muslim Political Action Committee, the Islamic Society of North America, on and on and on. Not one statement of condemnation from these people, from these groups, from the Immigrant Muslim Syndicate in America. You know why? Because Shaka Elsayed is the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood in America. He's their spiritual guide, and they're not going to let him go down. Not only are they not going to let him go down, they're going to continue to promote this practice. Now let me share this with you. The Imam, after he was caught, he issued an apology and he said, I retract that statement, I take it back. I shouldn't have said this thing about hypersexuality, I take it back, right? A couple days later, off camera, he went before the community again and he repudiated his apology. He very belligerently repudiated his apology, and check this out. He said, I'm an American. This is what he said. Like, what American believes in this type of barbaric, primitive, savage, third world, backwards procedure? He said, I'm an American and I have the right to say whatever I want to say, and I have the right to believe whatever I want to believe. And this is a tactic of the Muslim Brotherhood in America. The liars and the deceivers, they will use the system to defeat the system. They will use the system to undermine the system. So he's going to continue to promote this vicious, evil practice in America. And he's daring someone to do something about it. Well, that's why I'm doing this video right now. Because, I feel I have a responsibility to say something about this, to repudiate this imam. And I give credit to Imam Johari Abdul-Malik, the outreach imam there at Dar al Hijrah. He's been there for about 15 years. Some of you may know that over the years, Johari and myself have had our differences. Most of it has to do with his affiliation with the Muslim Brotherhood, and the way he brought them on the campus of Howard University. I opposed that. I rejected that approach. I said, no, we shouldn't be dealing with these folks, man. We shouldn't be dealing with these folks. But he went another way. That's where, the rift started. And well, over the years, we've patched things up. And he took a very principled stand about this. And he stepped down. He resigned. And he's to be given credit for that. And I give you credit for that, Johari. But the fact of the matter is that the silence from the entire Muslim establishment is sad, it's pathetic, it's an indictment on the moral bankruptcy of the entire Muslim leadership in America. I'm not talking about one or two people here or there, like Imam Johari or Linda Sarsour, who, I have some very serious problems with. Okay, but that's another issue for another day. I'm talking about the Council of American Islamic Relations. I'm talking about the Islamic Society of North America. I'm talking about the Islamic Circle of North America. I'm talking about the Muslim Political Action Committee. I'm talking about all of these Muslim Brotherhood groups in America that are bringing female genital mutilation to the shores of this country.